YouTube, how you doing? How you doing? This is Keith Kevin Ken. I'm Kevin. Time again for the knife of the day. This is the daily series where we go through my collection one knife at a time, one day at a time. We're starting with the Spyderco collection. There's now 61 different videos on this channel. Go check out the playlist. And I've decided to start with the Spyderco discontinued knives. We'll go through that entire collection. Then we'll go through my other collections. The collections of Chris Reeve knives, Browse blades, Striders, Hinderers, customs, all kinds of knives. I figure it'll take about a year and a half. Today's knife of the day is another discontinued Spyderco. This is the Jess Horn 2. It's a collaboration between Spyderco and the custom knife maker Jess Horn. Now let me just tell you something. Jess Horn 1, I see it pop up every now and then. It's a very rare knife. And what that is a knife that looks like this, except the handle is a jigged handle. And it doesn't have a Spydey hole. It actually has a nail nick. So Jess 1 was before the Spyderco Spydey hole. Jess 2 has the Spydey hole. And oh man, this is a nice little gentleman's folder. Now again, this is a real early knife from Spyderco. It is discontinued. Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's start with the handle. That to me is what makes this such a pretty knife. That handle is all micarta, brown micarta. It's so nice. It feels like wonderful wood is what it feels like. Just nice smooth wood. It's all micarta. It's so well done. What I really like about this knife is that flush pivot. Look at it. It's just flush on both sides. Now, folks who like to take apart their knives will hate this knife, but remember, this is an older knife, and I don't take apart my knives, so it doesn't bother me. I know some people, if you can't take apart a knife, then they scratch it off their list. Good. Scratch all the classic Spydercos off your list and leave them for me to pick up. I was lucky enough to get this in excellent condition. I really like this handle. I like the pivot. The whole handle feels great. The lanyard hole. Of course, very strong backlock. Even in the early days, Spyderco's backlog's very strong. The D10 is very strong too, as you can hear. Very strong D10. Really a nice knife. The one thing that ruins this knife for me is the clip. Now again, you see that writing on the clip. Spyderco, besides creating the Spyderco hole, they also, with the Spyderco worker, introduced the pocket clip. And so they kept trying to patent it. So this all says patent pending. That's how you know it's a real early knife. So they didn't have all the fancy clips that they have today, but I hate this clip on this knife. It just doesn't match at all. It's a big honking clip. It doesn't get in your way. It feels fine. It's just, here I am showing you this nice slim Jess 2 with the micarta scales, the flush pivot, and then big honking clip. Frankly, you know, a nice smaller clip. If this was a user for me instead of a collector's item, and again, the difference between a knife nut and a knife collector, they're both nuts. Trust me, I'm a nut. But a lot of times, you know, we also buy knives to add to the collection, try to get as full a collection as possible. I hate this clip. Hate it, hate it, hate it. And if I decide when I start purging knives, getting ready for, you know, early retirement, buying my van to travel around the country, if I decide to keep this, the first thing I'll do is take off this clip. Yeah, I'll put it in one of the Chris Reeve leather sheaths when I carry it around. Okay, enough about that. I'm just upset about the clip, but it feels very good in the hand. It is definitely a gentleman's folder. Now, I know a lot of you hate serrated edges. This is the Spidey edge, serrated edge. This also comes in a plain edge if you can find it. A lot of times you'll see some of these newer knives in the knife of the day, these discontinued older knives, where I get newer from older knives, you see that I usually have either a combo blade or a serrated blade, and that's because a lot of people didn't want those, right? They're usually in really pristine condition. A serrated blade, for me, I like a serrated blade. They not only cut rope and cord, which they do well, but they cut regular things, opening up boxes, etc. This, to me, though, when you look at this point and how this is, this little gentleman's folder, because of the handle, really turns into a defensive weapon. This can do some damage. No, it's not a huge blade, but it can definitely do some damage. It's 3.2 inches of blade. It's AUS 8. Remember, I told you it's the earlier steel that Spyderco used a lot. AUS 6, AUS 8. This is AUS 8 steel. It's a spear point. Yeah, with those that serrated edge, let me tell you something. That could do some damage. It really can. Look at that swedge. It's a beautiful blade when you look at it. Look at the swedge. Just nice, comes down to that wicked point. Nothing's more tactical and defensive than a serrated edge, let me tell you, and a big spear point like this. Like I said, 3.2 inch, AUS 8 with the spear point. It's only 2 ounces. It's a very light knife. I like that Spidey hole. I would even love it if it was a little bit smaller, but it's very, very, very nice. Easy to get to. Now, if you're a lefty, I'm sorry. The clip, that ugly clip, it's only tip up right hand carry only. Tip up right hand carry only. But as far as opening, that Spidey hole is really available to you. It's easy to get to. Yes, the knife of the day is the wonderful Jess Horn 2 with the serrated edge, that wonderful swedge. But you have to admit, the big thing with this knife is that perfect micarta handle. And I really love the flush pivot. I think it's a tactical knife. Tactical knife disguising itself as a gentleman's folder. There you have it. That's the knife of the day. If you're enjoying these knives of the day, even on Easter, thumb it up. Let me know. Show me some love. The thumb ups are just applause. They keep me going. They made me get out here in a heated living room to record this under the lights for you guys. We do this every single day. We have a lot of knives going. I know we're concentrating on Spyderco. That's my biggest collection of knives, but we have a bunch of knives. Stay with us. Thumb it up, share it. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit a 2,000 subscriber goal. I like hitting my goals, so help me do that. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. Here's a hint why. I got a new knife. I'm going to post my first reactions later on today. Also, don't forget, every single day we do a pocket dump deconstruction. It's Easter. This is a day, so we're going to do that too. Thanks a lot for watching this knife of the day and the Jess Horn 2. I wanted to show you it against the native and the Delica to give you size proportions. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.